Brian asks, my job has been insanely stressful lately, and I feel kind of wiped out. Should I cut back on my training volume or keep grinding through? How do I progress intelligently without losing progress? Now, Brian, listen, I feel this, man. I feel this. Life stress is real, right? It doesn't just show up in our bodies, right? It shows up in our mind. It shows up in our actions. It shows up obviously in our bodies, but our body has no way of differentiating the different stressors. So it could be a physical stress, like running an ultra marathon. It could be just work stress. Stress is stress. Your nervous system doesn't know the difference between heavy deadlifts and a heavy work deadline. It just knows you're under load. So here's the principle that I often recommend to the athletes I work with. You can't separate life and training. They're two sides of the same sort of recovery coin. So when life gets a little chaotic, I suggest maybe reducing the training volume. Not in the intensity, don't get me wrong, right? Keep lifting heavy, but do fewer sets and reps. So for example, you might have to drop the accessory work. You might have to cut the total volume by 30 to 50%. You might need to replace, a superset or one lifting day with mobility or aerobic recovery work. Now, this strategy keeps you strong without maybe overtaxing your recovery systems. So those recovery systems are super, super mad and compromised when you're training heavy, number one, and when those life stressors sort of start to mount a little bit. So for me, a phase that I love is auto-regulate, or your body will regulate for you. Think about it, right? Auto-regulate. You can take ownership of the auto-regulation process. But if you don't, that's fine. Your body's going to do it. So if you can ignore the signs, right? Poor sleep, something I'm dealing with right now. Irritability, also probably dealing with that. Slower recovery, certainly I'm sore. All of these things, my stress load is high. Your body will force a deload, often in the form of hey, it's an illness or it's an injury. Also, maybe think about considering lowering your external stress. And this might be something from better sleep hygiene, breath work, maybe even, like a social support, right? I find that helps a lot. Your training doesn't have to happen in a vacuum. So think outside the box, think of some different ways that you can maybe engage with a social support network or lower your total stress. Like I'm a big fan of meditation. I've talked about that already in my past accountability call from this last Tuesday about adopting a meditative practice. So think about some of those ways that you can maybe reduce your stress. And if you can't auto-regulate, then certainly try to pull back some of the volume.